more to learn about TechSoup. So welcome. Guys, we're at the top of the hour. Thank you so much for those of you who've been here with us for 5 and 7 years already, and you're here for new member orientation. So welcome for new member orientation. I'm going to show you how you can engage on the next slide, although those you've been here for a while already know. But we would love for you to type your questions in the Q&A. We're going to answer them at the end. I know some of you will put them in the chat, and that's totally fine too. You're going to get this recording and the slides later today. There's going to be some hyperlinks on there. It's going to be a 2-question survey that's going to pop up at the end of this webinar. We would love if you would take time to fill that out. And we look forward to seeing you. I'm going to turn this over to Nick Fed, and he's going to take it away. Have a great webinar, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. Thanks for spending some time with TechSoup today. Appreciate your engagement here. And as the title and Aretha have already told you, this is Welcome to TechSoup, primarily a new member orientation. But having done these for a few years now, I know that one thing is true, and that is, in fact, and as the chat shows us, lots of folks come to this who actually have been TechSoup members for a long time. But we also have folks who join this webinar who are not yet TechSoup members. Um, and I want to really encourage you that if the content of what we talk about today is of interest to you, you really do want to set up a nonprofit account with TechSoup so that you can take advantage of the offers that we're going to talk about today. Um, but everybody, welcome, and we're going to talk about the first question of what is TechSoup? Well, we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We have more than 400,000 nonprofit members. We are active around the world. Most of the folks on this call will be in the United States or Canada, but we have presence around the world. And our mission is to support other nonprofits who are working with technology to build an equitable planet. We do believe in having like a mission that we aim and strive for. That's part of what being a nonprofit is about. And that's what our focus and concentration in our mission area is. We do this by, well, in several different ways. One way is that we host the world's probably best known catalog of technology product offers just for nonprofits. And it includes major technology brands like Microsoft, Dell, Intuit, Adobe, and many, many more. We'll look at them, some of them today. Um, we also offer add-on technology services to help nonprofits manage technology that they already have. We'll talk a little bit more about that today as well, but this can look like a managed IT contract. We have a help desk option. We provide lots of help for nonprofits who are trying to figure out what to do with their website, who need help on digital marketing, certainly adopting and using AI, those kinds of things. We also create courses, webinars, and training for nonprofit staff. Those are available online through our courses, through other areas of the website, in live webinars like this, and sometimes in more closed cohort-oriented sessions where we may pursue a set of staggered learnings with a group of nonprofits, often in a grant-based environment. And we also do create public-facing grant-based programming around issues like digital resilience, online disinformation, and cybersecurity for nonprofits. When you take all these things together, they are all our efforts to support nonprofits and NGOs around the world because we have a perspective. We think that technology can be a powerful, powerful tool in the hands of people who are really committed to building positive change in the world. And it's not always the easiest tool to work with. And so we're here to help you do that. How does it work? Well, almost everyone on this call today is probably representing a specific nonprofit. You're most likely an employee for that nonprofit. We've probably got some executive directors today, also possibly some board members, and then I'm sure there are a lot of folks on this call who are accidental techies. You have a different job at your nonprofit, but you're also intuitive with tech and seem to be able to make things work when other folks have trouble. Anyway, lots of different types of people who join these webinars. But the first most important step, like I said on the front, is that you need to create a TechSoup account. Join TechSoup by creating an account and submitting your tax documentation. And this is super important because all the offers in the TechSoup catalog are only for nonprofits. And the way we do that is we have to make certain that whoever is getting a specific product or service from us is indeed a nonprofit. So you have to go through that process and submit your tax paperwork to TechSoup. Once you've done that, you need to choose a membership level. We have three. We'll talk about them in a second. They are DIY, Boost, and Quad. And then step three, once TechSoup has validated your nonprofit, means we've confirmed you are who you say you are. This usually takes 2 days. You can begin using the catalog of offers, services, and resources for nonprofits. It's pretty simple. So, for those folks who've not done it yet, how does my nonprofit join TechSoup? It's not rocket science, but right there on the home page and every page of the website at TechSoup.org, up in the right-hand corner where my little yellow arrow is pointing is the Join TechSoup button. You want to start there and make sure that you have uh, joined your nonprofit with TechSoup and can take advantage of these offers. Now, if you started in that process, there are three membership levels that you need to know about that TechSoup has. The first is called a DIY membership, do-it-yourself membership, right? There is no cost to join TechSoup with a DIY membership, but frankly, you get a fairly limited set of resources from us. You get access to the TechSoup catalog online, and you get access to some grant-funded content. But that's about it. It really is a self-serve environment in which, if you're in a nonprofit or NGO that knows exactly what they want and what they already need from technology, and you just need to order it because you want to save a little money through the catalog, then DIY is the fit for your organization. For most folks, what I would recommend is the Boost membership, which is $99 a year for a nonprofit membership, right? So that's 99 bucks across the entire year. So Boost takes all the offers that are in the general TechSoup catalog, and what it adds to it are a couple of cool things. One is that we often, in the space that we're in, come across limited but higher value offers from tech partners. Sometimes a hardware vendor has extra units of something that they need to move pretty quickly, and they provide extra discounts, and TechSoup can sometimes take advantage of that kind of thing. And it's not just hardware, but other software offers as well. Um, then we have grant funded content in Boost that expands upon what you would see in the DIY platform, and you get 50% off all the 100 and 200 level courses available through TechSoup. And you'll see as you go through the TechSoup catalog that there are lots of items that have additional extra savings attached to them for Boost members only. It really is, I think, probably the sweet spot of our membership offers, and that's what I'd encourage you to really think about. And finally, for nonprofits who would really want the biggest engagement with TechSoup that they can get, that's Quad. It's a $200 a year fee for TechSoup. And it basically gives you everything that TechSoup has to offer. So it's all those Boost special offers. It's everything in the DIY catalog. But then on top of it, there's another layer of human intervention and very expert-led sessions around some big technology topics that matter around digital resilience for nonprofits. There's a lot of very exclusive content in that Quad platform around specific tech topics. The thing I like most, I think, is probably the peer-to-peer community where only nonprofits are and have the opportunity to talk to other nonprofits, maybe working in similar mission areas as they are or using similar platforms, and to discuss and share information about best practices, how things are working for you. So once you have chosen your membership level with TechSoup and you're validated and you're ready to engage with TechSoup, question is, how do you get to the catalog? That's pretty easy. From the home page, you can click straight through. But here is the catalog. The URL is Get Product Donations. And here you can scroll through and see some easily highlighted items here that we have in the TechSoup catalog, and I'm going to talk about some of these partners in a minute. Microsoft, Foxit, Norton, Intuit QuickBooks, Lenovo, Mobile Beacon, Dell, and then TechSoup services. There's a lot in the catalog, and we're not going to have the time today to go through all of it, but lots for you to look at in your own time and see if there's something in there that your nonprofit could really benefit from. Um, Let's talk about Microsoft in particular, though, because they have been a longtime partner with TechSoup. And, even folks who work on Apple devices, like it's pretty likely that somewhere in your daily work you are engaging with Microsoft products as well. And they have definitely been one of TechSoup's great champions for a long time. I'm going to try to click through here to the Microsoft catalog here. And let's take a look at some of the offers that are available in this catalog. Um, so the two big ones really are, of course, Office 365 and Microsoft 365. These are the cloud-based online productivity suites that everybody knows from Microsoft. Um, those are available through TechSoup directly. We can help you configure accounts, choose the right licensing that you might possibly need, make sure that you're not paying for a license that you don't actually need because there's no one using it or because it greatly exceeds what your organization needs functionally from that license. We also have Microsoft Copilot licensing available through TechSoup. That is the only AI offer in the TechSoup catalog at the moment. I will say that I use it at work quite a bit. I do find it extremely helpful. I think everybody finds their own path with AI if they are using it. Um, Beyond those offers, there are other older donated offers. We still also provide access to Office on-premises products. I believe it's Office 2024 is available through TechSoup as well. In any case, most of your Microsoft needs are met through TechSoup. And so if you're a big Microsoft nonprofit, definitely encourage you to take a look at that catalog. Adobe is another big brand that we work with. And just clicking through to the Adobe page on TechSoup.org. Yeah, the big offers at the moment really are around Acrobat Pro DC, I think is still on here. And then we have Adobe Creative Cloud, two versions of it actually. That is the suite of design products that you probably know well, especially if you are someone who works in nonprofit communications, or you're a graphic designer, or you do web design. You know all about Adobe Creative Cloud. And then there's also Adobe Express, which is perhaps a more streamlined version that requires fewer technical skills than Creative Cloud. It's probably really great for folks who might be producing social media content for your nonprofit. You need a quick, easy platform to produce, pretty good, pretty high quality, engaging post. And it kind of has, the built-in features to help you do that pretty quickly and easily without having to be like a full-on trained designer. So Adobe is, yeah, another big brand that lots of nonprofits come to TechSoup for. Intuit QuickBooks is another major brand that we support on the website and that have been partners of us for a long time. We provide access to QuickBooks Online. Um, and it once again, it was surprising to realize even during the pandemic that there were nonprofits out there still relying on paper and pencil accounting systems. And from the perspective of being digitally resilient, of running a nonprofit that's able to survive, strange times like the pandemic was, you really should be using some kind of cloud-based accounting system. I think QuickBooks isn't the only option, but it's probably the best one that we carry at TechSoup, and thousands of nonprofits engage with us each year to get access to that QuickBooks offer. In any case, there's many, many more brands in that catalog, which I urge you to explore on your own time. I do want to also call up the fact that TechSoup hosts quite a bit of hardware on the catalog as well. This has been a growing area of what TechSoup has been trying to support nonprofits with. And so a lot of folks who've been around for a long time think of TechSoup only as software, but in fact, we have quite a bit of hardware as well. Um, and it's a fun collection of different things. We have all sorts of various mobile devices available, whether it's like a mobile hotspot, even an Apple Watch I'm seeing in the catalog right now. We provide lots of access to desktop and laptop computers. We have relationships with Dell and HP and Lenovo around these kinds of things. Lots of monitors, networking equipment, security cameras, sensors, you name it. All sorts of hardware items in there. Um, and one worth highlighting in particular is Cisco networking equipment, which in the last year and a half to 2 years has been extremely popular at TechSoup. If your nonprofit is a Cisco user, check it out. Maybe we have something that could be helpful for you as well. TechSoup is also a leader in the refurbishment movement, which is, not just throwing a 2-year-old computer out into the dump, but trying to get these things wiped, cleaned up, made sure that they are still able of operating. They can be resold at a lower cost than a brand new computer. And if they meet the technical specs that you need, they can be a great budget friendly way to bring hardware into your nonprofit if you're like not wanting to pay full price for a brand new one. It's also a green practice, which is actually why TechSoup pursued it from the early days because we sitting next to the tech industry, you could really see the need for there to be some thinking about what's environmentally less impactful with all this new hardware being built. So now in today's modern market, there's a lot of refurbishment partners, a lot of refurbishers out there, lots of places you can buy that stuff. But TechSoup was one of the early adopters and early pushers for this kind of marketplace activity. Moving on from hardware, as I said, one of the other things that TechSoup does also provide nonprofits beyond just the product catalog is services to help your nonprofit manage technology that it already has. And I'm going to call out a few in particular here. Um, the ones I think probably are most popular to mention today are Managed IT, Help Desk, Microsoft 365, the websites, digital marketing and AI, and then QuickBooks migration. So Managed IT is a long-term contract you enter into with a TechSoup partner to help you manage all the elements of your technology stack. So if you're a nonprofit that's like really struggling with all these tech issues and you really don't have a staff person on board who can handle that stuff, maybe they are somebody who's retired or you have lost them or the technology is just beyond what you are able to manage, managed IT might actually be a great solution. And again, built around more of a nonprofit pricing structure. Help desk is a more limited thing where you work with a contractor to just troubleshoot one specific thing. Maybe it's that one stupid printer or, there's folks out there still using fax machines because of HIPAA regulations. Maybe it's even that. But help desk is more limited, but you can sign again a contract to help you manage a specific tech piece over time. We provide a lot of support for nonprofits using Microsoft CSP, Microsoft Cloud products through our Microsoft 365 service. And so if you're a Microsoft user and you're really struggling with that, you can talk to TechSoup about that stuff. Um, we have a pretty growing area of support for nonprofits and websites, digital marketing, and AI. These can be technical things. Everybody thinks of communications as just being like the fun part of design and writing, but the back end tech to actually make this stuff work is pretty significant. And if you need help figuring out how to get that next website evolution built, or maybe you want to change your entire site, or you need help figuring out how to do outbound digital marketing with email and ads, that kind of thing. Or if you just need help thinking through how an acceptable AI use policy is within your organization, those are kinds of things that we can help you think through. The QuickBooks migration service is part of that QuickBooks Online product that I talked about earlier. Um, It's a separate service. You pay for it separately, but it's specifically designed to migrate from an old instance of QuickBooks to a new instance of QuickBooks. I'm going to click through to the live site here again. Um, the URL on the site is Nonprofit Technology Services. You get there right here in the services drop-down menu by going to the All Services overview. Um, This page may look different in a week. We are in the midst of redesigning it, but at the moment, it is the page where you can go and really see the full scope of the most popular services that we offer. So I've mentioned some of these, but some other specific things that I didn't mention up front. We can help organizations with Google Ad grants. That's a place where nonprofits often have the Google Ad grant, but you have trouble figuring out how to use it fully, use up that full 10,000 a month. Um, We've helped a lot of nonprofits make the move to Google Analytics, especially when GA4 was something implemented. I think we're now 3 years in on that. Some nonprofits are taking HubSpot. We can help with HubSpot installation and setup. Similarly, we have services for Salesforce and even Windows installation, etc. Um, so, encourage you to check out the services available through the TechSoup.org site. There may be some things in there, again, that you have been waiting for help on, didn't know it was available out there, and maybe TechSoup hit a chord with you there. Now, as you might imagine, on the back end of TechSoup, behind this catalog and all these services and offers and support that we provide to nonprofits, there are live human beings as well running the show. And I'm going to bring another one of them forward right now, Kevin Mulhall, who's a senior account executive for customer success at TechSoup. Kevin is going to talk about how the customer success team at TechSoup can help you figure out your bigger tech questions. And then after Kevin, we're going to have another presentation from Amari, who's going to talk about how the client services piece of TechSoup works. And client services are different than customer success. Client services help you manage your TechSoup account itself, whereas customer success will help you think about technology more generally. So with that, Kevin, take it away.
Thanks, Nick. I'm telling you, every time you introduce me, that you set me up to just kind of get the conversation going perfectly. So, I'm Kevin Mulhall. I'm senior account executive on the customer success team. Um, where customer success actually fills in, and maybe where we're a little bit even different than customer success, even when you go outside into say like the commercial um, ecosystem, is that we serve to help bridge the gap between what falls outside of general help support around, say, troubleshooting something that's going on with an account and fully managed services. The way that we're interfaced with um, when it comes to engaging with customers is when there are questions leading up to the acquisition of a product. The logic being that if an organization is looking, for example, I saw in the that came through the chat a couple of questions. One was around QuickBooks Online and moving to QuickBooks Online in advance of requesting that. That's our bread and butter. We can talk to you about some of the things that are will be necessary in order to make that migration happen. We don't perform the migration. We have an amazing partner called QuickBooks Made Easy that does it, but we can help set the expectations. We can direct you to what the specific product is. There are some additional questions based on our technical certifications and understanding that we can help answer in advance. The idea is that if you are looking to acquire something from us, or maybe it's not something that's even in our catalog that you want to discuss, we are open to having that conversation as a larger part of your adoption of technology, because we understand that just requesting access to discounted rates or requesting even direct access to a product is not the actual journey. The journey begins with preparation before preparing for researching. Think of you're purchasing anything, whether something extreme like a car, you're gonna, you're gonna shop around. We kind of take the same approach in terms of that we're there and available to have that question to you as it pertains to software, to hardware, and as Nick mentioned, managed IT services. Again, understanding what level do you need. Our goal is to right size exactly what you need, not to put you into a product that's too much, or experiences too many times. It's, again, we want you to be fitted with something that you will, as close to technology can have, that your organization will be able to use for its life. So the other way in which we engage with customers is a part of Quad. I saw that there was a Quad member, looks like, in the chat, which is awesome. I was actually just in Quad earlier this morning. That is our most advanced membership tier. I was answering 3 questions about products that we don't have in our catalog, but I've used. One of them was a Bonterra product. I've sandboxed that. I actually knew what the issue was just because it's a known issue. The Quad member messaged me, and we're going to be able to resolve, I think, their problem. Again, that type of support where it's more involved, think of like that tier 1, tier 2 type supports. That's where we fit in. Like, we're not going to install items for you. We can provide you more advanced information and documentation that you'll understand, not long PDFs that will be able to enable you to self-serve, but we will not actually do the work itself. Again, we have partners for that. We can help prepare you for what the expectations are. And then again, going back to earlier, we want to direct you when there is something that is outside of our auspices to the right partner that we either maintain, again, or if it's something that needs to come outside the scope of what's available through TechSoup, we do have that capability and capacity as well listed on there. I'm not going to go over what the bullets that are on the slide, but one by one, but these are some additional services, value adds that are provided. Tech audits, which we do frequently. We want to know what software you're using. We'll take a look at it. You tell me, hey, Kevin, we're spending $2,000 a year in software. We can't afford it. What can you afford? Like, what do you have the capacity to onboard and learn? We'll sit together in a strategy and resolve that. So I'm going to put my email, my direct email, and our distro list in the chat. Feel free to reach out to us if you have any additional questions on the work we do.
Great. Thank you so much, Kevin. I always appreciate having you here with us today. And now I want to bring forward Amari Magaha, who is TechSoup customer service. And the difference here again is like Amari and her team help you manage your TechSoup account versus Kevin and his team helps you manage technology. So take it away, Amari.
Perfect. Thank you, Nick. Hello and good morning, everyone. My name is Amari, and I'm a part of the client services team. So a part of this slide that I'm going to be sharing with you is your actual experience when you're ready to make purchases and obtain these wonderful discounts from TechSoup. So what you're looking at here is what we like to call a product page. And how you locate the product page is by going to our product catalog. So if you look at the slide, it's a highlight that says products. You'll go to the drop down and it'll go to product catalog. There will be a long list of partner names, including Intuit, Microsoft, and all of those good things. You'll also be able to access the hardware. So everything that you're looking for when you're ready to purchase will be in the product catalog. So back to what we're looking at, which is the product page, you'll see the name of the product, the admin fee, which is the most important part, I'd say, the orange button that lets you add the product to your cart. And when you're ready to check out, you'll see on the top right, it's a small red box. That's where the cart is located. So on this page with the admin fee, if you see that listed there, most of the time that is the only fee that you're going to pay. But that's not the case in every case scenario. You'll want to look at the description, which is also highlighted and arrowed on the screen, and read the description very thoroughly. Once you read through the description, it'll tell you any other fees that are associated with the product that may need to be paid to the partner directly. So there are no hidden fees. There will never be anything that you'll be charged that is not listed on this product page, either under the admin fee or in the description. So if you want to go to the next slide, I'll tell you a little bit more details about subscriptions. So subscriptions are offered through TechSoup. If they are offered, there will be a subscription details tab on the product page. If you want to be an A++ student, you will go to the description and the subscription details tab, so you have all the information you need when you are making your purchase. Under the subscription details tab, it'll have important information like continuing your service after your first year. Some products will only last for a year. Some products are continuous. That'll be listed there. Another important thing that'll be listed on the subscription details page is what someone asked earlier in chat. I have an existing subscription. Will I be able to apply that discount, this TechSoup discount to that account, or will I not? That information will also be listed in the subscription details tab. So if you really want to know what you're getting yourself into, it's best to read through both. And when you're ready, you can add the product to cart and check out like a traditional e-commerce website. And then next slide, please. So now it comes to support. Of course, when you're working with technology or you have a nonprofit or there's turnover in your organization, you're going to need some support. We understand that. And there are actual human beings on the other side that are here to provide that support for you. But before that, we really want to encourage self-service. And that is why we have this beautiful support forum on our website for you to access. Under help, you'll be able to see, it's on the top right-hand corner of our website. You'll see the drop down and it'll say TechSoup support. That'll bring you to this page, which is what you're looking at now. Things like, how do I add someone to my account? How do I remove someone from my account? How can I update the address? All of those things will be addressed here. You don't necessarily have to reach out to a support specialist in order to do those things. This portion of the website will also tell you where you can find offers, and eligibility questions, things like that. It'll all be addressed here. Now, of course, there are some things that these support articles do not address, and that you will actually need hands-on one-on-one support with a person. And if you want to go to the next slide, I can show you. Oh, before I get there, a small breakdown of what customer service, customer success, and then service solutions. We've basically already covered this, but just to drill it down, customer service, things like, how do I change my organization's name on my account? How do I update the budget? Things like that. Customer success, in-depth, hands-on technology services, and then solutions, more broad IT specific things like installations and full on IT support. So that's that on that. And then now how to get in contact with a real person when you're needing help will be via chat. So our chat is open Monday through Friday, and there's always a person on the other side there waiting to help you. I'll have a couple links on how to contact our chat and customer service. And if you're having issues, I know some people have issues getting in our chat queue, so I can drop those links in the chat for you all in case that is your experience. And then if you go to the next slide, I'll show you physically what it's going to look like on the website when you are needing to contact support. So on every single page on our website, you will see a small black circle with the word help. You'll click on that, fill out the prompts, and usually their system will try to prompt you to have some self-service, which is okay. In some cases, you can actually be helped with that system. But if not, you'll just want to wait and you will be connected to a customer service agent that'll be there to help you. So I believe that is all for me. And I think I'm going to kick it back to Nick. Thank you.
Great job, Amari. Thank you so much. Stepping in a tight spot today. Thank you. Appreciate your time and you. Well, we've reached the end of the deck here, folks. And so I want to say thanks very much for spending time with us today. And before we wrap it up, just a couple of final thoughts here. I want to go back to what I started with, which is that TechSoup itself is also a nonprofit, a 501c3. And, I think it matters working with other nonprofits and 501c3s. There's no shortage of profit motive in technology, right? There are huge businesses and corporations building amazing tools that have incredible power behind them, all in a for-profit structure. But one of the reasons TechSoup exists in the space that it does is because we think that there needs to be also a defined space for civil society and nonprofits to exist, and that we get to also use these tools and bend them towards different ends, not just the pursuit of commerce, but in fact that equitable planet that we spoke about in the mission statement. So it also matters to us a great deal that you've made the decision to work in the nonprofit industry. And I want to say thank you for that because, it's not always the easiest place to be. But if you are really have a goal institutionally, if your mission is really focused on making positive change, building a more equitable planet, then we want to work with you. We want to help you use technology to further those ends. Um, the catalog and the services that we provide on the website are the beginning of that engagement. But as a membership organization, you're not just transacting with TechSoup. You're in fact engaged in a relationship with us, and we treat it as such. So there are live people here at the organization who are reading your chats and trying to understand how to best help you. As you can imagine, with 400,000 members, it can be quite a workload sometimes. And so if you have to wait a little bit for answers, we appreciate your patience. But I want to thank you for spending time with us today. If you've not already added your nonprofit to TechSoup, please do that. Top right corner join button. You saw it in that slide. And if you are just new to TechSoup in the sense that you're new at your nonprofit, I hope that you'll find something in the catalog on the site that is helpful. And as Aretha said, you will get a email with some survey questions and a copy of the deck afterwards. So thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.
I'm just pausing here.